Okay, here we are with another modern matchup, playing green-white auras, and my opponent's playing Tron, I believe. So we lost the roll, and going to be on the draw here, I believe. See if we can get our hand up. So this is our opener: Razor Verge, Marsh Flats, Forest, Plains, Ethereal Armor, Slippery Boggle, and a Path. It's not an absolute ideal hand, but I think we're going to keep this. See, whenever you have one of your 1-mana creatures, it's pretty nice. So, opponent leaves off with a Chromatic Sphere. We play our Slippery Boggle. We drew another Ethereal Armor, which is quite nice. And Sylvan Scrimes and has turn 3 Tron. Well, will do on the next turn, so that's pretty bad for us. Scrying there for the tower. So, I guess we're going to try and get as aggressive as possible. And a Temple Garden with our Marsh Flats, double Ethereal Armor, and we can attack for 5. Someone plays a Worm Coil, but fortunately we have the path for that, so that's pretty nice for us. Perfect answer to Worm Coil, as he won't get the tokens out of it either. So, unfortunately, we'll be able to path here and attack for 5. Stirrings finds a tower, so it looks like he's trying to dig deep, and he's getting to dig fairly deep. Has an O-Stone there, but isn't able to crack it, I don't think. He might have been able to crack it. I can't remember if he was able to crack it or not, but either way he didn't. If he could have cracked it then, there and then, he definitely should have done. So, gives us another turn, and another Ethereal Armor, and that's enough to make us a 10/10 attacker, 3 Ethereal Armors, and it's a perfect amount just to kill him, so we win on game 1. Which is nice. Definitely got a bit lucky at triple Ethereal Armor, but drew quite a lot of lands as well, so some balance there as well. And he definitely got turn 3 Tron, which is always nice for him. So we managed to win through that, so that's pretty good. So on to game 2. So here we have game 2. Here's our opener. Really nice again. We've got Scout, Boggle, 2 paths is kind of a lot. Sideboarded out, I think, at least one of them, so a bit unlucky to draw both of them. We don't really need paths in this matchup. I mean, Worm Coil is something to play against, but generally you can actually make a creature bigger than a Worm Coil, so it's not too much to worry about. And especially if you've got first strike on it. So yeah, path probably comes out. Maybe I should have taken out more paths, but we didn't have a ton of stuff to come in for this matchup. Stony Silence is the main card to come in, I think, which is definitely a nice card against them. But reluctant to mulligan, the hand looks like this. I'm only running 1 Temple Garden, which is definitely a mistake. It's just I haven't actually got around to buying the other copies of it. So yeah, this is put in a rather awkward situation. It seems as though we actually need another Plains to play Daybreak Coronet. If one of these lands had been a Temple Garden, obviously we wouldn't have that problem. Opponent plays Power Plant, cracks a star, plays Tower, and then Scryings. So again, it's going to have turn 3 Tron. Obviously if he capitalizes on it more than the last match, then could be in trouble. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot here. Just play an Ethereal Armor and tap 2. I'm going to play out my Boggle, although perhaps a risky proposition, seeing as though he might be running a Pyroclasm. Instead he plays Oblivion Stone, which is just as bad really, if not worse. He can't actually crack it just yet, because he can only make 4 mana. But yeah, we're in a difficult position, especially since we played out this Boggle. Maybe should have held that back. So I'm going to play the Daybreak Coronet, because we've not got a whole lot going on, and we need to get in for as much as possible, I suppose. Could have held it, but things are already looking bad, and I think this is probably our best option in a lot of ways. Pops his Relic, and I think he's going to crack the O-Stone on my turn. So, we attack, cracks the stone, and yeah, things are looking pretty bad for us now. And it looks like he's not too light on good stuff. And to Khan, up to Nyavugan, we draw Nature's Claim, and yeah, I think I'll wrap it up there. Wasn't really much we could have done. He's going to play Khan next turn, probably start killing our lands or taking cards out of our hand, and yeah, not going to be good times for us. And yeah, eventually searching up Eldrazi, I suppose. So yeah, a bit unfortunate there. Probably should have played around O-Stone a little better, but otherwise a reasonable match, but didn't quite get the cards we needed. So here we are with game 3. Nope. It's the mulligan down to 6. Can't quite remember what my initial hand was, but obviously, oh, I think it had a planes in it and then all green cards pretty much. So yeah, that was a problem. Not worth keeping really. This hand is not amazing, but decent, I suppose. We've got a Spirit Dancer and a Glade Cover Scout. If we draw into some 1-mana enchantments, then we should be pretty golden. Especially since we're on the play. So the Temple Garden, play out my Scout. One plays Mine into a Chromatic Star, and I believe we draw Stony Silence, which is quite nice. Definitely a good draw here. Going to be able to turn off his Chromatic Star before he can crack it, and that could be a big game. It's going to tap for 1. Opponent doesn't really have anything. Unfortunately, neither do we. We draw a Path, and I think pretty sure I decided down to 1 this time, and they still managed to draw it. So a little unfortunate. Like for 1 here, and I believe I played my second Stony Silence out. The reason I'm playing out the second one is that if he plays a Khan or something later on, then exiling 1 won't turn on all these artifacts. And really there's not much reason not to. I mean, I doubt he's playing any cards that destroy all enchantments, and I think this will make life actually more difficult for him. Also, if I draw into an Ethereal Armor, it counts all enchantments, not just auras, so I'll get an extra +2/+2 bonus for having both the Stony Silences out. So, one plays an O-Stone, but obviously that's turned off by the Stony Silence. And we draw Nature's Claim, so even if he does happen to have a way to blow up the Stony Silences, I can blow up his O-Stone in response. So things aren't going amazingly for us in terms of what we've drawn. We still haven't actually found an aura we can play, but we seem to definitely be stymieing our opponent's attack, and he's still not really got a whole lot of lands or anything going on. We'll land again, so continuing to attack for 1, and yeah, finally we find a aura. I'm going to stick it on the Spirit Dancer, since I doubt he's got anything that can actually kill the Spirit Dancer. Especially seems like he doesn't have access to any colours at the moment, thanks to us shutting off his stars. So it's going to get in for 4 here. Another Sphere. It's drawing dead really, and I found an Ethereal Armor. So I'm going to stick that. Oh, we're going to stick a Coronet on the Spirit Dancer, making it an 8/10. Vigilance, First Strike, and Lifelinker. Drawn to Rancor as well, which is nice. I'm going to Ethereal Armor up the Spirit Dancer up to a 15. I'm going to put on the Glade Cover Scout, but it doesn't really make any difference. It's unlikely that he's got any colourless removal. Dismember would probably be the best thing, and even that wouldn't actually save him, as I'd still be able to do 11 damage. So yeah, attack in here, and that's the game. So yeah, pretty good match. Shows that green-white auras can definitely race Tron, and Stony Silence out of the sideboards. Pretty big game, particularly here as opponent couldn't get access to coloured mana, and was probably just stuck with a lot of dead cards in his hand, while I managed to bring the beat down. So yeah, I think this deck's probably a pretty good matchup for Tron. I mean, against Tron. Obviously you've got to watch out for them turn 3 Troning, which he didn't, but here he actually did that in 2 games in a row, and we won one and lost the other. So yeah, they've got to be careful for their power plays, but otherwise I think this is a fairly decent matchup for us.